Mr. Kukan, thank you for accepting this small interview. I would like to start with this Trieste summit. This is the third year in this process. It started in Berlin. We hear a lot of goodwill, a lot of nice words, but is there until now any real concrete achievement?
Very good question, because it started very well with the Berlin meeting. Madam Chancellor personally was involved, and it was a great encouragement. Now we are going to have the fourth meeting, and I think that if it is going to be taken seriously, some kind of concrete achievements, agreements or institutions should be created which are going to work and function. Because so far, I don't want to be too critical, goodwill repeatedly expressed by the participants, and this is a big meeting, you know, from 12 countries, head of government, Minister of Foreign Affairs, Minister of Economy, Minister of Transport. So it's a huge gathering, and I think that this should be breakthrough activity of this Berlin process, because it is expected that this transport agreement should be achieved. Then the financial contribution to the SMEs, to the encouragement for the private sector concerning youth, the creation of the Western Balkans Youth Forum, in connection with Erasmus, which we are celebrating the 30th anniversary. So if these things don't happen, then the whole process will be put into a question whether it's all that good as it was perceived at the beginning. But I believe that the participants from the EU member states are fully aware of that, and that's why it's more action-oriented. It's oriented to establish concrete things so that participants will feel it, that it will be tangible for them.
I made a mistake at the beginning. I said third year, but it's fourth year, as you correct me. In this framework, Germany announced a Berlin Plus process. Some call it Marshall Plan for the Balkans. Do you know what is the plus in this coming from Berlin?
Well,
in this process?
Plus, I think, is that Germany, as an important member state of the European Union, is very much involved in the enlargement process in the Western Balkans. But this new forum, new initiative, which is getting together member states of the European Union and the 6 Balkan countries, that is plus, that it's not only Germany itself, but it's much broader format, and it should bring much more concrete results for the whole region. That's the plus, how I understand it.
Now you mentioned this transport community. The accent will be put on economy, on infrastructure, and development of the regional economic zone. But could this replace a real European integration? Are we speaking here of more money or more integration, or both?
You know, I think that some participants from the Western Balkans are a little bit worried that this kind of initiative can substitute the European common market or internal market. I don't think this would be right. You know, as I understand, Commissioner Hahn suggested to create Western Balkans common market. It's not perceived very well, because for our colleagues in the Western Balkans, European Union, European common market is the aim, and it cannot be substituted by some kind of regional common market. But it should be perceived that it's a preparation for the cooperation in the bigger, broader scale in the European Union, because regional cooperation or intensified regional cooperation is the best preparation for the functioning in the European Union. So I understand that, because I also heard some worries from the colleagues from the Western Balkans that they will not be satisfied if the European future is somehow substituted by this regional thing. But I understand it will be cleared out, and that it is simply the cooperation in more intensive way in order to prepare for the future membership of the Union.
I would like to put it shortly. Does this process means that European Union realized that it lost its credibility in the Western Balkans, and now it wants to take it back?
Short version on my answer is yes, ma'am. It's exactly what you said. It happened a couple of weeks ago that all the European institutions really realized that there are problems in the Western Balkans, and EU has its part in these problems, because in many cases we were losing the credibility, and if we don't want to lose it more, I'm sure that now everybody in EU, European Parliament, Council, Commission, everywhere, that's why we are more active, that's why we are discussing it everywhere, what to do in order to stop this bad or negative trend and to regain the, not dominance, but credible position of the European Union. That's why it is so active, and I would even put it into the context of, we are fully aware there are other players who are interested in the Western Balkans. Yeah. We know who are they.
Yeah, and we speak about Russia, Turkey.
Russia, China. Yeah. So that's why I think this massive participation of the representatives is also to really to regain the trust of the partners in the Western Balkans, that we are serious, that we mean when we speak about the European future. Yeah, yes.
Without effective rule of law in the Western Balkans, economic reforms will only have a limited impact. I think that everybody agrees on that. We saw that in Macedonia in the last years. Will we see an accent on this issue in Trieste? Because we speak about transport, economy, etc., but nothing on rule of law.
These are concrete authorities or new institutions which will be created, but the rule of law and all these issues, corruption, it's still there, and many EU members are looking at each country also through this magnifying glass. So even though it is not mentioned expressis verbis, but it will be very much emphasized and very much stressed that all these things which are going to happen can have only real concrete effects when the rule of law is there.
Mr. Kukan, you follow very closely the Macedonian EU integration process. Do you think that after this regime change, which happened some month ago, do you think that European Union, that Macedonia can hope on a real concrete steps from the EU, for instance, a date for negotiations?
Yes, you are asking too much. After the change of government, everybody in the European Union is following what kind of steps the new government is taking. And so far it is appreciated that the active role of the new Prime Minister meant to repair the relations with the neighbors, which were so far tense and which served as an obstacle for the movement of Macedonia to the EU, like Bulgaria, Greece, and all these things. It is unrealistic to expect that the new Prime Minister will be successful in a very short period of time. But everybody here, as the football fans say, that they are cheering him, they are encouraging him, because he is new face, he has new kind of style in doing things. and we all hope that he will be successful for his country to be unblocked from the further movement to the European Union on the way of European integration. You know, I think that there is all the goodwill which you can imagine here in the European institutions to get the next step for Macedonia. But it would be irresponsible if I said that yes, Macedonia will get it. Very much will depend on how the situation develops, because these are good signs, but it's too short time to have any definite conclusion on the possibility of the new government in the international relations.
Do you think there will be some autumn report on Macedonia? Because the reports on the Western Balkans are in April 2018, but we heard about some transitional report in autumn.
I don't have any information about that. Anything is possible, because it happened also in the past that when some concrete steps were achieved in the internal political situation, European Commission can come up with some kind of report, but I don't have that information really. So do your homework and hope for the best. We shall have.
Yeah, we hope that there will be internal reforms. That is the most important thing, of course. But do you think that the European Union will take some proactive approach in this bilateral dispute?
Definitely yes. And what we were discussing before, that now all the European institutions are really having the enlargement and cooperation with the Western Balkan countries as a priority even. So I think that that idea was expressed several times, and it must be followed by concrete steps which will be felt by the partner countries in the Western Balkans. So I believe that that is exactly what is going to happen, that EU will take some steps which will mean that we are serious about the future enlargement, and we count on the future member states from the Western Balkans.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for your interest.